Good to have you back with us here on Ed Schultz News and Commentary. Thanks for the view. Thanks for the listen. Thanks for the download at WeGotEd.com, RawStory.com, and RingOfFireRadio.com. A story to follow out of Berlin. A human rights group in Germany has filed war crimes against Bush, Cheney, and Rumsfeld. Obama won't do it. Nobody in this government will do it, but the world is still watching the sins that were committed years ago. Interestingly enough, George H.W. Bush, the old man, Bush 41, autobiography written by a gentleman, John Meekum, goes after Bush, goes after Cheney, calling him iron ass, and also rips into Donald Rumsfeld. And basically it comes off as that the old man is trying to cover for Bush 43 and maybe clear the deck to help out his son, whose campaign is struggling, which we'll talk more about. But as I said in previous productions here, Paul Ryan is about the agenda. Paul Ryan isn't about, in the House, everybody getting along and process and open amendments and discussion, everything else. He's not about minority rights or minority voices. This is about an agenda. He made this very clear in his most recent interview on Fox.
Ultimately, we're going to have to take this to the people so that we can have the kind of election we need so we can pass what we need to do to save the country.
Meaning Republicans next
we
next
need
November.
To win the White House. Look.
Or the Senate, or 60 votes in the Senate is a good start.
I ran against the president in the last election. It's very clear we do not share the same vision, the same philosophy, and the same idea of where America should go. He's transforming the country into a direction we never wanted it to go in the first place. We owe the country a choice of a different direction. And if we can win the kind of an election we need to win, an affirming election, a mandate election, so that the people of this country say, yeah, we want you to fix this mess, and here is the ability to do so. That's what we want to bring to the country. So can we pass everything we want into law right now with the Senate and the White House? No, we can't. But that should not stop us from trying and from offering ideas.
That is political talk, more so than I've ever heard before from any Speaker of the House in history. Now, he says we're going to take it to the people. Well, they have taken it to the people. They've taken it to their shorts with all this gerrymandering that's going on, and they've socially engineered the districts to the point where the Republicans are going to be in power for a long time. And then he says we want to give the American people a choice. Well, why didn't you beat Obama in 2008? Why didn't you beat him for re-election in 2012? You want to talk about a message being sent to Washington. And, of course, what have the Republicans come up with? Nothing but gridlock and obstruction. So Ryan is still Ryan. And let's not forget that. He continues to reiterate that he's not going to work with President Obama when it comes to immigration reform.
I've been pretty clear about this. I don't think on this issue, a big comprehensive immigration reform is something we should consider with this presidency for the mere fact that the president tried to go around Congress and write the law himself.
Okay, wait a minute. Hold it right there. Hold it right there. Okay, but isn't this a new effort? Isn't this a new effort since you're Speaker of the House, Mr. Ryan, that you're going to do things differently? You're going back to holding a grudge against the president for executive orders instead of going over to the White House and say, look, I'm the Speaker now. I could probably bring some guys on board. Do you want to do immigration reform? I've said it 1,000 times. The Republicans will never be in favor of immigration reform because they want cheap labor and they do not want these new Americans going into organized labor, which would be against their best interests. For the Republicans,